Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen, version 39.3 is dropping some amazing skins. Probably the best since I've been around Paragon. Revenant, an absolutely ridiculous looking carry, ability carry, and some orb prime changes. And some gameplay changes. So this is one ridiculous change, guys. And let's dive into it. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen the Revenant overview video and the Revenant reveal video, especially, well, any of them, go check it out. It's very nuanced. There's some things that I still don't know and aren't clear about exactly how Revenant works, and this doesn't really clear that up. So please let me know down in the comments how all that stuff is going to work. So Revenant is rolled into town, and Agora is going to need a lot more coffins. Our first ranged carry of the year. First of the year. Maybe they're just leaving that open because they don't know themselves, but take that for as it is. So look at this amazing Raven Quill skin. Absolutely ridiculous. Just unreal. Just fantastic. So the Rogue skin here for Sparrow. Personally, I like the Rogue Kalari skin even better, but again, go check out this blog because they just look absolutely amazing. So they have some major releases here. The Loot Crate has been updated. Again, go and check that out. Revenant has arrived. The 2 skins and an emote. Hats off. It looks really good and reveals something about this hero in the lore department. So here's a Chrono Boss skin. Looks absolutely ridiculous. Reminds me of Chrono Trigger for some reason. I don't know. So here's the hats off, but look at his head. Look at his head. Check out what that is. So just let me know down in the comments what you think Revenant is exactly. So gameplay, this is huge. Absolutely huge. Because I didn't really like the meta, to be honest with you. We're continuing to iterate on our recent changes to Orb Prime, reducing the effectiveness of the Prime card with this release. They said on their dev stream it was just a little too powerful. They wanted it to be relevant, not that relevant. We want to provide an incentive to use the Orb Prime buff as an objective that allows a team to siege and push the enemy base. So that is the intention. They want Orb Prime to be a sieging tool and a push to push the enemy base. They want it to be a siege tool. That's it, okay? They want it to be a siege tool. Okay, so now we know what the intention is. How do they go about doing that? But they found that the Death Touch was a bit too effective at creating pressure in other unoccupied lanes. So you can't just group up and rely that the minions are just going to push in your effect. You need to split push. There's still, like, split pushing is still there. I like this change. I didn't think that getting Orb Prime, I didn't think that a team that wasn't taking care of their lanes deserved automatic lane advantage. I didn't see the connection there. I didn't think that they were deserving of that, and I like this change. We're also experimenting with a reduction in respawn times now that Prime has proven to be an effective tool for sieging the enemy base. Reduce the time there just a little bit so that you can actually respawn a little bit in time to kind of defend your base, but not so short that the enemy team can't do anything with a kill. So they're just trying, again, still in beta, guys. We're still trying stuff out. We want to set an expectation that we will continue to iterate on meaningful objectives that add an extra layer of strategic depth and value to each match. So expect more changes soon. They want other things that can affect the map, you know, that can affect the match. And I like that. Other objectives so that it's not just a hero brawler, right? Awesome, awesome stuff. So Prime buff. Reduce the health regeneration from 3% to 1.5% at max health. Reduce mana regeneration from 3% to 1.5% at max mana. Reduced aura minion health bonus from 50% to 25%. Reduce the duration of Prime buff from 150 to 120. And removed Death Touch. Huge change to this this buff. Now, what they wanted to do with the health and mana regen was simply remove the how you had to recall from doing Orb Prime because you were low on health and low on mana. They wanted to remove that. They wanted to, you get Orb Prime and then you go back into lane, and so you just didn't waste that time. There wasn't that 30 seconds of wasted time. Now though, instead of getting your whole mana and health bar back in 30 seconds, it's now in 60 seconds. So in 1 minute, you will regenerate your entire health bar. At least I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yes, so 67 seconds you'll get your whole health bar back. So now you can't just rely that to get your whole health back, because that's a long time, a minute, especially when it only lasts for 2 minutes now. So you are probably going to want to recall, get that health and mana, spend the CP that you do have, and then go out. So that is more of a nerf than you think. People can't just go immediately into lane. They have to recall in order to really get a meaningful regeneration of their health and mana. So that is huge. Remember, that basically shaves 30 seconds of this time of meaningful pushing power. Remember that. That is huge. Also, reduce the aura minion health bonus from 50 to 25%. It's going to be easier for the defending team to remove that minion wave in under tower. So obviously that means that their inhibitor is going to have a stronger impact in the team fight, and also just all those minions dealing damage to the heroes that are damaging the enemy heroes is going to be less. So that is going to really help. I did find that it was a bit hard to clear the minion wave. I mean, maybe it should be, but maybe not that hard. So that's good to see. Reduce the duration of Prime buff from 150 to 120. I really like that. I did feel it went a little too long. That's just my gut. My gut felt, pardon me, that it went on a little bit too long. 30 seconds? Yeah. You know what? That's what's my gut saying. So I like that. We're gonna have to see how that actually plays out in game. Now, remove Death Touch from minions. Love it. I shared my thoughts on that. I don't think that the team that you get automatic lane pushing advantage just because you get Orb Prime. I don't think a team deserves that just from getting Orb Prime. If you weren't taking care of your lanes, I don't think Orb Prime should grant you that advantage. It takes away from the MOBA aspect too much, and I like this. I like that. I don't know. That's just me. That's my opinion from there. So respawn delay. Now, reduce the respawn delay per hero level from 5.8 seconds to 5.2, meaning at hero level 15, it's a 90 second. It was 90, now it's 81. Just 9 seconds that the enemy team, or that your friendly team, you know, doesn't have to wait for you to be in the battlefield, just because now they're just trying to make it so that makes it a little bit easier to defend. Now, there is a minimum duration added to the movement speed penalty when attacking. This was very interesting and a core fundamental gameplay mechanic of Monolith. With no travel mode, they need to be a mechanic that reduce, so that you couldn't just run around and continually attack somebody across the map and have no penalty. Now, for 0.7, it's a 0.7 second delay for ranged heroes. And it's a 0.6 second for melee hit and 0.22 for melee miss. Now, this is the minimum duration. It's a little bit hard to explain, but I'm going to try. It seems like the movement speed penalty was based on your attack speed, on your attack speed animation. On your basic attack animation, you would get a movement speed penalty for that entire duration. If you have a really slow basic attack, then your movement speed penalty took up the entire duration from start to finish. But if you have a lot of attack speed, a ton of attack speed, and your attack speed and your basic attack animation was super short, well, then your movement speed penalty was also very short. Revenant has maximum attack speed. He fires 2 shots a second. He fires 2 shots a second, which actually isn't maximum attack speed. I think it's actually 2.5. So they're at they're putting anyways, they're putting it at 0.5. So basically Revenant would have a movement speed penalty only every 0.5 seconds. So internally when they were testing him out, he could just chase people like much easier than a lot of other people, because he had such a short attack animation, meaning he had such a short movement speed penalty for attacking. So what they've done is they've made minimums. So for Revenant, even if you fire your one shot, which only takes 0.5 seconds, you're still going to be slowed for 0.7 seconds. So obviously, it would have been broken for Revenant to just be chasing everybody down and having like basically no penalty for basic attacking, right? So they had to add minimums. Somebody like Kalari could easily be attacking faster than 0.6 seconds, but for her, there's going to be a minimums, right? So for 0.6, if you actually hit somebody, even if you're swinging at 0.4, even if your basic attack only hits for 0.4 seconds, you're going to be penalized for 0.6 seconds. Just because, again, it's going to be a little bit broken if you can just continually attack somebody while they're moving and have no penalties. So, but interesting that there's a penalty for a miss. You know, even if you do miss, but I mean, you can't get faster than this for a miss. So I don't understand the minimum duration. You can't. Yeah. So anyways, don't really understand the miss part, but the rest, that makes sense. Long time to explain that. My apologies down there. So the rest of the changes here, not very much. Gadget no longer deals an additional take of damage when initially cast, as it takes time for that damage to occur. Some skins, the weekly card pack, you guys can go with that. A huge thing for me is the theme music selector added to settings. This tool allows you to choose between 3 different themes: the open beta, the early access, open beta, and this now. I think something like that. But anyways, the music that you're hearing right now, was the early access music. Super nostalgic for me. You can now have that in game. That's definitely what I'm going to be doing. Very, very nice. So some UI stuff here. Very nice. The quest tab will be skipped if there's no quest progress made. It just takes forever for that to happen. And that's about it. So huge patch. This is huge. We're gonna have to see exactly how much this affects the meta, affects the gameplay, especially this minimum duration, this respawn delay. I really like this. Really like it. I really like it. It's still gonna be super relevant, but I was almost gonna say revenant, but it sounds like it's not going to be an automatic win, which I really like. Please let me know down in the comment section, guys, what you think about this emote, the prime changes, the gameplay changes, the skins, this rogue skin. I think today is gonna be a Kalari day. I'm just gonna play Kalari just so that I can just get hyped for tomorrow. So please let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Please like this video if you like it, dislike it, share it with the community, guys, please, as I think I explained a few things okay. Maybe some people can learn from it. I don't know. And of course, guys, subscribe. If you guys like this content, found it useful, please subscribe so I can do it for you in the future. Till next time, like always, stream, stick with me. Stay optimistic and positive.